I don't know if this applies to you or not, but people who got PPP loans and EIDL loans are getting subpoenaed. I've been hearing this from colleagues in the industry, along with other people who work at banks, and even myself seeing a few clients get this. So this is real. The pandemic was a free-for-all, but they are not sparing anybody. They're coming after you to see if you claimed all those employees on the PPP. Are they real employees? That income that you claim to get the EIDL loan, is that really reported on your tax return? Because if you remember, during the pandemic, all you had to do is check a box essentially saying that this is true information and just submitted it, and then they would just automatically send you the money. But now they are checking the documentation to see if you actually, what you claimed on those forms is really true or not. A lot of people got loans where the business never even existed. I mean, that's crazy. Or you never even filed a tax return and you got $150,000 automatically in your bank account. Even if you've got your loan, your PPP loan forgiven, they can still come after you. It just doesn't mean that it's over because it's forgiven. And there's already a lot of people that have already gotten caught, and I know there's going to be more people facing jail time for these frauds.
I know people personally, like you're hearing these stories of people, not even just going to jail, but can potentially lose their job. You have, again, government officials, different people that shouldn't have been applying for these loans, that are applying for these loans, that are at risk for not just going to jail, but you're at risk, if you don't go to jail, you're at risk for potentially losing your job, your livelihood, your career, something that you've been doing for a long time, over something that now you have nothing. Most people don't even have anything to show for it, which is the crazy part. On top of the fact that I think that people that took out these loans, they didn't think about the long game, right? So what happens when you file your taxes and your taxes don't align with what you filled out in this paperwork? If you're seeing one thing on this document, but then you file taxes and the taxes say something totally different, you've just flagged yourself. And I don't think that people thought about it. They were thinking in the moment, I need this now. I want this now. I wanted to be able to do X, Y, and Z, because during the pandemic, there was money coming in from everywhere. And so people were just thinking about the right now moment, and they didn't think about the long game. They didn't think about, okay, I took this money out. Let me align with my accountant, because most of these people that didn't have businesses, their friends did they probably did their taxes, that are not real tax professionals. They just do taxes. And so they're not doing their due diligence to make sure that, okay, I checked this box. I said I had a certain amount of employees. I said I made a certain amount of money to make it align. They didn't do that. And so it just puts us in a bad situation.
Another thing, they have to use their brain. Okay. The IRS is going to check to see if you had like a business. They're going to check to see if you had a business in 2019, 2020, 2021, 2022, and these subsequent years. These people didn't file taxes on that shell business in 21, 22, 23, and 24. They just forgot about the business. They just took the money, forgot about the business. So they're not doing their due diligence either, So that's their fault. In a sense, that is their fault. And then another thing, I had a client of mine, a friend. She's really she used to be my friend. She came to me and asked if I could refer people to her so she can do their PPP loans for them. And she was going to give me money. And I was like, hell to the no. Okay. She was like, "Hi, girl, you can get paid." And I said, "No, I just don't want to." Something in my spirit was like, hell no. I was like, I don't want no parts of that. I said, "I love you, sis, but no parts of that." I said, "You be great." And she ended up owing the government lots of money. She's in a little bit of a trouble right now because of it. So she, on the other hand, made, when I say tons of money, y'all, tons of money, but she ended up having to pay it back. So
you did the right thing. Look,
she probably has not much to show for it. That's the unfortunate part. You do all this stuff to make money, and then you have nothing to show for it. You didn't leverage yourself. You owe all this money, so you put yourself further in debt. It doesn't make sense. I'm with you, Yolanda. I'm not built for jail.
No, neither am I, girl. I'm too cute.
Listen, I'm not built for jail. I ask questions. You can't just come to me like I'm not driven by money. Money is not my driving force. Freedom is my driving force, right?
Correct.
And so if I do something chasing money and end up in jail, now I have no freedom at all. So when that stuff was happening, I'm like, this doesn't make sense to me. Like I can't see it just being that easy to just get all this money,